This program is powered by thevirtual.show, making your offline events virtual. Ladies and gentlemen, the host of WEBIT Virtual, Dr. Plamen Russev.
Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you for joining another WEBIT Virtual program. I'm so excited to welcome all of you with us today. Let me see the numbers. How do we start? We already have 1,700 people looking forward to some amazing founder speeches. And of course, our jury of investors from all around the world that will vet them, help them, and reflect on the strengths and weaknesses of their business models, of their approach, of the presentation, and hopefully even go ahead and become maybe one of their future investors. We already have two cases in which we see very advanced moments of discussions and negotiations between the past presenters and investors being there. We shall be announcing hopefully a success story very soon. It will be our first COVID-19 success story, and you know that we are optimists, so we're looking for those very badly. You know that the Founders Games, being one of the world's biggest, if not the biggest startup challenge, has transformed during this crisis we're all in into one of the virtual WEBIT events. This week is a special week. We talk about geopolitics. We hosted some great guests yesterday from the media world, from the chief editor of Business Insider, journalists from Washington Post, from other global media, discussing with us the current impact. And of course, we couldn't not to speak about the protests, the recovery, maybe the next wave, and of course, the economic crisis that we all see along with the COVID one. Today, we shall be hearing some great startups from our COVID-19 Health Security Challenge, which already attracted over 380 companies. And we shall be moving ahead very soon with their pitches. Tomorrow, we are hosting another Thought Leadership Summit on geopolitics, along with the Commissioner Gabriel, responsible for innovation, research, education, and culture of the European Commission, and overseeing the budget of over 250 billion, plus recently organizing one of the biggest hackathons in the history of the world and raising $1 billion over no time for COVID relief, along with the European Investment Bank Vice President and member of the Managing Steering Committee, Pavlova. Saying this, I would like to introduce the amazing jury members today. Let me introduce them one by one.
Stéphanie Hospital is the CEO and founder of One Ragtime, the disruptive venture fund which backs early-stage startups in Europe in their full journey to success. Additionally, Stéphanie was recently selected as part of the 50 most inspiring women in tech in Europe 2019.
One Ragtime and Stéphanie Hospital. Hello, Stéphanie.
Yeah.
Bonjour.
Hello. Bonjour. Nice to be back with you. I would
Stéphanie,
prefer to be
such a pleasure.
I would prefer to be in Istanbul. You know, you remember that. But
you know how inclusive we are. You know how much we try our best to make sure that we not only work on gender equality, but through inclusion. Last year, we had 47% female speakers, dear Stéphanie, at WEBIT. And this year was going to be a record in terms of inclusion. Unfortunately, COVID changed that plans, but we are making it up. At least today, we have 50-50 female members and male members of the jury. And surprise! Not only female, but for that particular case, two Stephanies. So one is not enough. So we have two amazing Stephanies. Let me introduce you my next member of the jury today.
Stéphanie Nour is a partner at Nour Capital, leading on network engagements and operations. Most recently, WAMDA's Director of Communications and Outreach, working on outreach and partnerships with multiple stakeholders in the MENA startup ecosystem.
Hello, Stephanie. Welcome to our studio.
Hello, thank you for having me.
It's a little bit confusing to have two Stephanies in a virtual event where you don't know who I'm looking at. So I will try to use my French for our first Stephanie, and yeah, I will behave properly, I promise. Thank you so much for joining. What would be your expectations from these three startups pitching today?
I think it'd be interesting to see, especially given the current climate, how these startups are positioning themselves to really leverage the changing needs of the markets they're operating in.
I promise you, we will see some truly, truly amazing startups, and they are pretty much fit of the average ticket size that you are signing. We always have 3 jury members that are perfect fit for the next stage of development of the startups that we are presenting. And we always have one signing much bigger checks so they can reflect on the path of growth. Because at the end of the day, we make sure all startups here have one thing in common. They have 2 focuses: how to make it today, but growth is always there in their horizon. And that's what makes them, we believe, successful. So Stephanie, thank you for joining. Let me introduce our 3rd jury member.
Ben Narasin is a venture partner at New Enterprise Associates. He is a prolific entrepreneur and early-stage investor with 3 decades of company-building expertise. Before that, Narasin most recently served as a general partner at Canvas Ventures.
Welcome, Ben. Thank you for joining.
Thanks for having me.
You are the one with the bigger checks here. And what is the average check that you are signing, guys?
Well, I'm a conduit to a bigger check. I'm Ben Narasin from NEA, New Enterprise Associates. We're one of the larger venture firms, US-based, and we write checks literally from $1 to $100 million. There is, however, a pretty high concentration on Series A and Series B, which these days, at least in the US, falls into sort of the 8 to 12 to 16 million for an A and 10 to 30 for a B.
That's what I wanted to make sure that all our attendees virtually and you and the jury members know that today we have startups which have, all of them have closed almost $1 million plus minus. So their next stage will be beyond that point, obviously. And I think that you are all a great opportunity for their growth. And I'm saying this because when it's virtual, the founders lack the feeling of what is it to pitch. And when they have 100 people in front of them, they say, oh, wow, it's a full room. Let me check now. We have almost 3,000 people with us. Wow, 2,900 people. So let them understand that they're not only pitching in front of their brighter future, but also a huge amount of people that are there either to support them or to learn from them. So that's a wonderful co-learning exercise. Ben, thank you so much for joining. And after introducing our last jury member, we will jump into the pitch sessions. Thank you so much. And please stay with us. Here is the 4th jury member.
Tomas Martunas is a founding partner of Iron Wolf Capital, an early-stage VC in the Baltics, and invests in visionary people who are ready to develop bold startups. He was CEO for leading mobile app development company AppCamp, board member of Pigu Group, the biggest e-commerce in the Baltics with over 100 million euro in sales.
Hello, Tom.
Hi.
Thank you for joining. And what would be your expectations today? Are you planning to be very tough, or you're in a good mood and just, going to let it go?
Now, of course, the mood is good. What should be better? I'm happy to meet the startups, to give feedback, or maybe, as you said, to consider co-investing. Yes.
Fantastic. You're in a great company here, Tom. Thank you so much for joining. Now let's the show begin. We have 3 fantastic startups, and you will see them one after another. The first one is from Taiwan, and we will see Winnoz presenting. The second one is from Italy, React for Life. And the third one is from Netherlands, and it will be Ksenia herself, Ksenia Belkina, to present the company. So let's start with the first startup. Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how are you,
Hi,
Miriam?
everyone. Great. Yeah.
Good to have you with us. What time is
Yes.
it now in Taiwan?
Well, it's 11 p.m. right now.
Oh. But
Yeah.
you look great for 11 p.m. Obviously, you don't get easily tired, do you?
Well, yeah, I'm quite like pop out right now. It's a very exciting event, actually.
All right, that's great. Okay, so now let's see. You have 3 minutes, and we shall be vetting 5 major factors of what you're going to tell us. Your uniqueness of idea, the scalability, the team capacity, the business approach, and the marketing approach. That also includes your presentation today, but in general, the marketing for the project. So the 3 minutes will start now, and you start.
Okay, hello everyone. This is Miriam from Winnoz, and our mission is to be your family health steward. So how are we going to be your family health steward? We believe that preventivity is the key. We want to make sure like medical and healthcare resources could be accessible to everyone and everywhere. So we like to propose rapid and preventive screening for anyone, anywhere. So let's start from this. This is our IRMT, Internet of Medical Things platform. So we use high for blood microsampling. And within 2 minutes, we can collect around 200 to 500 microliters of blood. And then we put the whole blood sample into AGI, our PCR device is for DNA detection. And within 1 hour, we got a result and upload to the cloud for data analytics. And then we can send the solution and result to the users like doctors or patients. So in this COVID-19 situation, how are we going to apply this in this application? So I think the recent clinical study shows that actually COVID-19 tests should use both RNA detection and antibody tests to increase the accuracy rate. So from this study, you can see we can if we use 2 methods, from the accuracy rate will increase from like 15.8% to almost 100%. So in that model, we will have high bundle with many different kind of test rate, including COVID-19, to have a rapid screening for those early symptoms like fever or cough to identify if they have COVID-19 antibody. And also we can use AGI to have a PCR nucleotide acid detection. So how we're going to realize this dream? So now this is Winnoz team. We over 90% PhD holders in our R&D team to realize this innovation. And we have very passionate talents from all over the world to make this solution into the market. We have talents from France, from UK, from India, and from Taiwan for sure. So how are we going to like scale out this project? So you can see compared to the traditional like central lab model, it takes a lot of time and you cannot apply to everyone and anywhere. But if we apply for this point of care testing model, actually it's easy to be set up everywhere and feasible for anyone. In addition to traditional medical institutions like hospitals, clinics, actually you can set up this very easily in like companies, especially now reopen to the private sectors. So how are you going to make sure your employees safe and healthy? This will be a good solution. So this is our business approach. Actually, we want to use our sampling and biosensing solution to provide the user unique experience. Yes, thank you. So we will work this to with our partners and to provide a solution to our customer and to of course is for revenue generation. And so
thank you so much, dear. I'm sorry for interrupting, but these rules are terrible. I have to stop you at the 3rd minute. And we're already like 18 minutes beyond. So are you ready for questions from the jury?
Yes.
Thank you. You have many things to say. I can feel that. And I'm sure the jury have many questions for you. 5 minutes for the jury questions starting now. Who would like to start first? Ladies? Yes, Stephanie, please go ahead.
I know you,
Stephanie Nour.
Yeah, sorry. I know you didn't get the chance to get to it, but I wanted to ask who your, who your primary customer was at this point.
Who are my customers?
Customer.
Okay, so now we have some worldwide distributors, like they provide service to the companies, just like I mentioned. Now, many areas actually they reopen right now, but how are they going back to the work? They have to make sure all the employees' health situation. So they can use this solution to have a rapid test for their employees.
Okay.
Thank you. Other questions, please?
Yes, could you give us an idea of your figures? KPIs. I mean, I'd love to hear some numbers.
Pardon?
I'd love to have some numbers.
Yes.
All right.
Revenue,
let me try to
estimation.
translate. I don't think that Stephanie needs translation, but can you share some real numbers, those that you already have and those that are planning in terms of customers, revenues, traction?
Oh, okay. So right now, actually, we have, partners, distributors, actually in Europe. Okay, I have to back to this page. So now for this solution, actually Nour is a CE marking medical device. So actually it's sell in many countries right now, like in Europe, in UK, in Middle East, like in Kuwait, in Qatar, and also in Southeast Asia, like in Philippines, and even in Hong Kong. So now we have this, product distribute to those countries and those regions. But I'm sorry, I cannot disclose the number about the revenue.
Okay, it's your right not to disclose and to disclose whatever you would like. Ben, do I see you getting ready for a question?
Sure. I want to understand two things about the equipment and timing here. One, what is the turnaround time you expect? Let's assume that the most common request today will be for COVID testing. And if you're going into a school or an office, as I understand your presentation, and please tell me if I'm wrong, I take the blood draw at the unit and then that goes to a separate unit or facility. So is it an hour turnaround? Is that what I'm seeing from the screen? Is that correct?
Yes. So right. So if you we see this procedure, yes, it will be 1 hour.
And that's all done on site?
Yes.
Or it has, okay. And the second question is whether you're purely buying external product of physical devices or whether you plan on manufacturing your own proprietary devices. I don't know these brands, so the second brand. Are you making the equipment or are you buying the equipment?
Okay, so this is what I have to address. No, okay, so revenue will come from consumable parts. So high-end and Aggie, these are two main devices, and those consumable part, cassette, and the testing kit will be single use. So if I have one test, then I will have one consumable from cassette and testing kit.
Okay, one more translation for you. Are you producing the hardware?
Yes.
It's all produced by you.
Right.
Do you have any IP rights on anything you're doing? Anything you can defend your IP?
We have many patents right now in different countries, for sure, Europe country, United States, and you mean the manufacture, we start from design and manufacturing and then distribute to customers. All right,
you phrased almost a million, a little bit less than a million. Tomas, maybe one quick question, because we are a bit over time, but I don't want to leave you without the opportunity to ask and define your interest, if you have any.
Yeah, just quick. What is your USP versus competitors? Because I haven't seen the competition slide, so it would be nice to hear it.
So I have to say, so you can see now actually all of those, nucleotide acid tests, PCR tests, usually to be done in the central lab. So it takes a lot of time for transportation, for some pre-processing work and lab work. But now we make it to be accessible to anyone, anywhere. So we make it to be point of care testing model.
A competition means, do you have any other companies that are competing with you?
I have to say there is no direct apple-to-apple competition. But you want to say is like for blood collection device, for blood microsampling solutions, there are some startups from United States, but we are using different mechanism. They draw the blood from their upper arm, but we draw blood from the fingertip.
That's quite a big difference. I agree with you. And that makes the process much easier and faster, isn't it?
Right.
So that's your main competitive advantage, you could say?
I can say, and also the consumable part also will be our value here, because those startups, their consumable is a whole device, but we have separate to main device and the cassette. So it's more achievable, affordable, I mean.
We hear you. I have broken the rules twice with this particular pitch, but we needed to extract that information, obviously, and we have to be very open to diversity and to the different way that people around the world perceive the questions and answer. I believe now we have a very good picture. I think that's a strong advantage, because this means that you can basically do the test yourself, right?
Right.
Instead of taking the blood from the vein. Thank you so much. Please stay with us. It will be a little bit later in Taiwan until we announce the winners, but please stick with us. And in the meantime, we will get ready and prepare our next participant. And I would like to reflect currently on the numbers. We have 3,000 people watching us. We have truly great investors, pretty much in line with the stage of the startups we're presenting you. And the founders are great, phenomenal. They're really doing amazing things in the fight of COVID-19 as part of our COVID-19 health security challenge, which has been growing for the past month and a half, reaching over 350 applications. So you can guess we're selecting the best of the best. Here, a little bit about Founders Games. If Founders Games, Stéphanie mentioned something about Turkey. So WEBIT started growing from Sofia, Istanbul, Dubai, Singapore. We have some editions, different places around the world. We were supposed to be this year in Spain and Valencia. But if you take the history of WEBIT and the past 12 years, when we started supporting the innovation ecosystem, we have less than 67% failure rate of above, not less, of the startups we've selected. You can imagine for 12 years, if we were acceleration program, we would have been the most successful acceleration program in the world. In its history, it could be checked back in the years. So you can trust our choices and help these startups grow. Now, let me introduce you our next startup founder. Maurizio comes from Italy. Hello, Maurizio. Maurizio.
Hi, hello, nice to meet you.
Hey, buongiorno, buongiorno.
Buongiorno is correct.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Ciao.
Ciao or buonasera.
Ciao works. It's international now. Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
All right. So Maurizio, the floor is yours. You know the drill. 3 minutes. Start now.
Yeah, wait a minute. I can control.
You're taking your own time, Maurizio.
Okay, fantastic. So nice to meet you. I am Maurizio, the CEO of React for Life, a biotech company. Well, we started in late 16 and immediately passed through all the steps from seed to startup, then growth, and so on. The team, as you can see from the slides, has several components: financial, marketing, research, strategy, and so on. And is a team composed by expert people. What is the problem that we try to address? Well, when you have, let's say, for example, a drug or a cosmetic compound or a nutraceutical molecule that should go in human, the first thing that you have to do is to test. The way to test are simply two, or with very simple assays in the lab or using animals. But none of two is feasible, is a feasible approach. Therefore, here comes our solution, Meebo. Meebo is a bioreactor, so a device able to host human tissue, therefore recreating human organs in the lab, ready for testing. The application, as you can imagine, are several. For example, we applied for a research project for COVID-19, but we have worked as well in oncology, in drug testing, information, and so on. Our business model is very scalable because the device is a disposable device, which it means that for the customers is very comfortable to use because it only has to open it and immediately begin to use it. And for us is a source of revenues, of course. Here we have some examples of adoption of Meebo. As you can see, there are several different fields and several different customers and partners, also corporate multinational as well. Our offering is not limited to Meebo because we have, let's say, a series of products at different technology readiness level, and we continuously develop new products for the market. Our commercialization and marketing strategy starts from the university and research centers, because with them we can create research projects and then transform them in advocates of our technology for going quickly to pharma companies and at the end to distribute the product worldwide. Our unique selling proposition, as I told you, is the fact that the device is disposable and storable, and the fact that the device is an open system technology, which means that if you already use your assay or your instrumentation or whatever, you can insert the Meebo and work with Meebo with your instrumentation. And this, of course, destroys the barrier.
Grazie mille, Maurizio.
Yeah, I finished. Fantastic.
I know, all these, these bumps that I hear in my ear after your time is up are killing me, really. But I have to stop you and to give the floor now to our investors because they're here to support initiatives like yours. Dear investors jury, the floor is yours. Who is going to start first?
Well, yes, Stéphanie speaking. Mauricio, thanks for that. What is the vision for you, and where? What do you want to achieve with your company? What would be for you the success in 5 years?
Well, my vision is the fact that I want to transform the promise of biotechnology into concrete benefits. Up to now, Biotech is a good word, but I've seen that, for example, physicians try not to use biotechnologies so much, to the maximum extent that they could use, because bioengineers create tools with bioengineering in mind, and biologists, they have other mind. So what we are trying to do is to put these two worlds in contact, so that we can really help a physician and biologist to advance the science.
Okay, thank you.
You seem to have some partners and customers on one of the early slides. So can you talk a bit about both how you're pricing this? Because with a disposable product, I assume there's a razor blade model, and what sort of revenue that's generating now versus how you see the growth going forward.
I don't know if I got correctly the question, but if your question is how much did we sell, is it correct or not?
How much did you sell? Okay. How do you price the device? Yeah. How do you price the disposable units?
Yeah, the device is disposable, so each chamber is less than €100, and it is a normal price because we have sold to several customers. Of course, we begin with the marketing actions in January 2020, and we had, let's say, a 50% of transformation of a prospect into customers. But then arrived COVID, so all the physical activity has stopped. So we began with the digital activity, mostly in LinkedIn, and of course we were able to catch 4 or 5 multinational companies. One of them is in the slides, as you have seen, and that's very important for us, because that is traction more important than the numbers. In any case, if you wanted to know how much were our revenues for 19, it was a little slightly more than €100,000.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, Stephanie.
Hey, Maurizio. So you sell them in kits, right? And you have different types of kits, and you said they go at around €100. How much would you say in percentage of that does it cost you to produce them?
Well, I would not like to disclose this information, but in any case, we have a very, very big profit. Big. Yeah, because as you can imagine, the device is done in plastic. So we had a lot of expenses to create the mold, to create all the process, to create the supply chain, but at the end, the cost, it is completely done in Italy, so it is 100% in Italy, and therefore it costs, let's say, 10 times more than if I produce it in China, for example, for sure. But even with this cost, my profit is more than 80%.
More than, sorry, I didn't hear you. What did you say?
More than 80.
80% gross margin.
Well, I don't know if it is gross margin or not. In any case, the cost for producing it is less than 20% of the.
Yeah, so it's gross margin 20. Wow, it's a very good gross margin. Any other questions?
Yeah, from my side, to understand, does your clients ready to change the system? Yeah, because the way how the all FDA and other processes organized is that you need to have things which are tested, you know, on based on their rules. My question is how your innovation fit the regulatory strategy, and then in terms of vision, just to understand how big you plan to be, let's say, in 5 years.
Well, this answer would need a long answer, but I will try to stretch it as possible.
Yeah, please try to make it short answer.
Absolutely. Well, the fact is that our customers want to make innovation, because the tests that now they are doing, they are not working. So they need to make innovations, and three-dimensional tissue culture, fluid dynamic devices are the future. So from the scientific point of view, this is absolutely a well-known thing. And our strategy is to create research papers, so scientifically papers peer-reviewed. And before exiting to the market, we keep the secret. So you probably won't find anything about React for Life before 19, let's say, because we were concentrating on producing scientific reports. And every customer asks to us, but do you have scientific data? And to every customer, I send the scientific data, and this opened the door. In 5 years, I think that we will be a multinational company for sure, because our business is not in Italy. Now, 80% of our customers are outside of Italy and 50% are outside of Europe. So we need absolutely to scale up and to transform into a multinational company.
Thank you. Grazie mille, Maurizio. We would request now the jury members kindly to fill in the voting tables with all the numbers as per your VETs from 0 to 10, 10 being the highest. Obviously 0, not very good. And based on the 5 different factors, factor by factor. So we can have our last startup pitching, and immediately after we can announce the winner. Today, because it's a special day for all of us, our executive producer, Elena Georgieva, is celebrating her birthday. And I hear the studio now and the shouts, so I did something right. We wish her a fantastic birthday and even more fantastic year ahead. In the meantime, I understand that there are no live voting. So there's no live voting for the startups. So there will be no award by the audience today. And I know why. Because if they are selected, then this means that they're really top notch. But still, if you're feeling like you want to vote for the startups on the website, do your votes, and we will let you know how your vote was cast and how the audience reacts in comparison to the jury. So I'm not going to announce the numbers now. I will announce the numbers upon having the full jury vetting. So we are not influencing any of their decisions, even though I know their decisions will not be easily influenced anyway. So we are moving next to the last startup coming from Netherlands, and the name is Cardiomo, presented by Ksenia Belkina. Ksenia, hello.
Hi everyone. Thanks for
I have a feeling I can use my Russian to say hello to you. Здравствуй.
I'm Ukrainian.
Oh, but Russian is still understandable for you, right?
Yes.
All right. No more geopolitics. Let's start with your presentation now. Yeah. 3 minutes start now.
Hello everyone. I'm Ksenia Belkina, co-founder and CEO of Cardiomo. Today I would like to talk to you about heart diseases. Oh, sorry, I can't click the slides. Sorry.
Try to use, as it was in the training, the arrows.
Yes, I tried, but it doesn't work. Sorry.
Oh. Yeah, it works.
Yeah. Hallelujah. Go ahead. Your time is running out.
Yeah. No. Okay. Most people do not realize that sudden cardiac death is caused by abnormal heart rhythm. It can be easy to treat once diagnosed. Having so much people having heart disease, only 7% of arrhythmias are diagnosed. We have a solution to drastically change this number. We provide real-time remote monitoring of patient vitals and detect arrhythmias and other abnormalities. Solution consists of two components. The wearable patch, we fit all the necessary sensors into a convenient ergonomic design and make it incredibly easy to apply and to use. But the heart of Cardiomo is our cloud-based analytics platform that runs on 5 neural networks and provides detecting arrhythmias and other artifacts with almost no healthcare professionals' involvement. Our main alternative is a halter. It's a bulky, uncomfortable, and expensive devices. The diagnostic value is quite limited, only 2-3 days of examination. More ergonomic and comfortable models, Zero and Vital Connect, but the principle of operation has remained unchanged. Cardiomo makes diagnostic convenient, accurate, and much more affordable. It is innovative new solutions that minimize all routine work and reduces medical intervention. Our main users are patients, healthcare providers, and insurance. We sell through direct sales to hospitals. The advantage of this channel that we already involve patients into the process of treatment using our app. We can significantly minimize the cost of new customer acquisition and don't spend much marketing budget on buying traffic. We see our 5 million billion market opportunity in professional arrhythmia monitoring devices as we directly involve patients in the process. Our market is much bigger. Internet of Things and healthcare, almost 49 billion. For 3 years, we made hardware ready for mass production, created algorithms, trained our neural networks, came to final version of app, conducted clinical trials and clinically validated, made first sales, partnered with Radboud University for research grant, and working on study of chronic stress management. Other use case for Cardiomo. Next year, we plan to sell 5,000 devices in the Netherlands and Germany and launch in the US. We are very close to completing CE Mark medical device certification and waiting for audit by notified body this September. We are a team of 12 strong developers, data scientists, medical advisors, and financial person. We are raising 2.2 million euros to build marketing and sales, bring on board head of sales and big batch inventory production. Thank you, and join us to share with breakthrough solution in cardiology and beyond.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You've done it in perfect good timing. You were a little bit kind of worried, concerned, or whatever.
Yes,
I would be if there are 3,000 people in front of me looking at my presentation. So everything's good. You feel now confident and calm?
Yes. I tried to make my pitch in time because I was a little delayed in the beginning. Yeah, thank you.
You did great. Thank you so much. Now let's allow the jury ask their questions. Please start now.
You mentioned there's
Yes.
a legacy product in the market.
Ladies first.
No,
Sorry,
no, go ahead, Ben. Go ahead.
Apologies, I didn't know you were jumping. I should find the raise hand button. I just wondered about the price of your product. You said it's around 310 euros compared to the existing legacy product from Philips.
Yeah.
What does that look like?
Yeah. Let me share with you the.
Let's see the presentation on the screens also.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, perfect.
As you see, on our competitive landscape, that we are multiple usage and the price, if you're interested in price, it's moderate in compare with Philips or Vital Connect device, and with Holder, so also competitive. We talk to our potential customers and we build our pricing model from based on risk token with cardiologists and the price 300 per device and recurring revenue 200 per year per device, not per customer, because other devices they use only single usage for one patient.
Thank you.
Ksenia, thanks for this great pitch and this very nice project. In which country have you started to sell today? I mean, in your website, you're saying that it's in pre-order, but what is your focus in terms of geography, and how do you see the expansion of your company?
Yeah, our go-to-market strategy, we already have paid pilots with private practice of cardiology, and our go-to-market strategy is the private clinics. After that, with big hospitals, and then we are going to telemonitoring centers, because we have received a lot of requests now for remote monitoring, not only for cardiac patients but also for elderly patients, elderly population. So expansion. You mean expansion on one market, or?
Yeah, I mean, what is your global expansion strategy, and how to scale it? Because I have to say that I love your B2C approach. I mean, the device is fancy, it's nice. I mean, you pay attention to details, so nice.
It's mostly B2B2C because we sell to B2B, but we think about the end user. That's why we trying to create the solution that will be comfortable for end user as well, not only for medical healthcare providers, but for and insurance companies. They also in benefit because they can reduce costs for later stage of CVDs, and as we are preventative care solution.
Ksenia, you're losing points here. Are you B2B or B2C?
No, I'm not losing points. I mean that we B2B, but we sell to hospitals, but users and users, it's also patients. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, but
wanted to clarify this for the jury.
Yeah. But if I may say, your B2C touch is impressive as the way you're marketing like a B2C for the end user, which is really nice, especially in this industry.
Thank you, Stephanie. More questions?
Thank you so much. Yeah, but it depends on the country. And thank you.
Stephanie, Nour?
Yes, I have a quick question, Ksenia. So your business model looks good. I wanted to ask, I'm assuming you're definitely outsourcing manufacturing, right?
We create design and from design and everything inside in the hardware and software. We create for ourselves. We use our outsource manufacturing.
So my question is, what's the partnership like with the manufacturers? Are they purely, paid to manufacture? Is it purely that type of arrangement, or is it something else?
It's a contract with manufacturing, and we pay only for producing the hardware. Okay. Software is on our side only.
Okay.
Thanks
Tomas?
for the presentation. Quick question about the market in general. It's like a lot of billions to slice, but could we go a little bit more deeper, understanding how many new devices are sold per year, and how does the current players' market share looks, and what piece of the cake you want to grab, and maybe in units, just to understand, because this is, I think, important to understand your metrics versus the target.
Great question. Thank you so much, Tomas. Ksenia?
Yeah, thank you. I trying to explain on this slide that we see market opportunity on for now in professional cardiac arrhythmia monitoring devices. For example, in the United States, it's 2.5 billion, and in the United States, they have more than 5 million arrhythmia tests are done per year. But as we are not only device for medical professionals, also we involve patients in our process of monitoring, so we can also take some parts of the market of Internet of Health things, which is much bigger.
Ksenia, my question was rather not top bottom approach, but bottom up. You have some pilots of some private clinics. So you take your digital persona, ideal customer. How many devices per year they're gonna buy from you? I mean, because they still have currently Philips, or Abbott or others. So how many new devices you're gonna sell them? And how many customers you on board?
This is a short table of our financial projection for 2020. It's already confirmed 180 devices for research grant with Radboud University. We will monitor patients for 2 years with them, and our goal for next year 5,000 devices. And with this goal, we already will already pass through break-even point, and we calculate that only 16 hospitals, we need to sell to only 16 hospitals in Netherlands and Germany next year to pass through break-even point. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you so much, Ksenia. Please stay in our lobby for the next few minutes until we announce both the winner of the jury and the winner of the audience. Because we are quite ahead of time, I would like to invite for very brief reflection each and every one of the investors. And let me start, of course, with the ladies. Stéphanie Hospital. Stéphanie, join me in the studio and please reflect on the 3 startups. Try to make it within a minute, no more, please.
Well, thanks first for the 3 pitch. I mean, as for me, when you're pitching as founders, I always prefer to have the founder pitching. So this is why I had a preference for React for Life and Cardiomo. And out of the 3 pitch, I think that in terms of pitch, Cardiomo was the most efficient, both in terms of message and in terms of content of the presentation. So my preference is evident. But I really like and I know that it's a difficult exercise to be an entrepreneur. So congratulations for the 3.
Merci beaucoup. And Stéphanie Nour?
Sure. I think those were 3, really great pitches. I honestly can't imagine what it must feel like to be an entrepreneur right now. But I think that, it's pretty much spot on for these 3 pitches. I think they've really kind of captured, what we need to be thinking about in the near future in terms of solutions.
I'm glad you appreciate that, Stéphanie. And we go for nothing but amazing. And always great when we also bring amazing jury members like yourself because that amazing work these people have done needs to be appreciated, needs to be supported. Otherwise, it must be a great time. I'm entrepreneur by heart and always entrepreneurial. We're always out of our zone of comfort. It's a perfect time to be entrepreneur. There is no comfort anywhere. So it's like feeling at home. Thank you so much, dear Stéphanie. And let me hear now Tomas. Tomas, welcome to the studio.
Yeah, my feedback is that things what could be better. So I think that when you talk to investors, so you need to talk numbers and to know them. So this is important. And in most of the cases, I would say, then we talk about traction, the answers are not direct and they should be. The second general thing for improvement, I think that design sells. Yeah. So for some of the pitches, I think still polishing the pitch deck and maybe showing to your colleagues should be not the most stupid idea before you approach the 3,000 people looking at it. Yeah. So this is maybe two things, and overall, of course, it's congrats for the team for for being brave to pitch for 3,000 plus audience. I think you did a great job.
Thank you so much, Tomas. On behalf of these amazing founders, also thank you for the reflection. And do we have Ben with us?
Sure. I think all the counsel given by the judges so far is spot on. I guess if I were to add something, I've done a lot of presentation judging where people have a finite amount of time to pitch, 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. And I know that it's even more difficult with the highly complex reality of medical devices. Having said that, 2 pitches landed on time, 1 pitch went way over and didn't get to tell its story. So if I were to give just one piece of advice to everybody, it's practice, practice, practice. You know the rules, you know the amount of time you have. And so I think the key thing is to deliver the critical messages you have to. It's not your job to stop when there's nothing left to add. It's your job to stop when there's nothing left to remove. Get to the heart of it. You can cover a lot in the Q&A, and just be sure you can deliver it in the time allowed. And I know that's incredibly hard here, but also at a pace where it can be ingested. So some very good presentations, some very good content, but I think that's the one place I'd encourage people to spend their energy and time to improve.
Thank you so much, Ben. Such advices are phenomenally important for not only for the 3 founders here, but for the thousands that are now with us in front of their screens, mobile or whatever. I mean, it's quite weird, actually. We were expecting a lot of mobile usage, but we have like over 60% desktop. So people use their desktops. So now we are already in the moment of truth. And I have the numbers. You've heard the jury. Maybe you've made up your mind already. But I have now the 3 founders with me. So who is going to win? Maurizio, who is going to win?
Oh, I don't know, for sure not me.
All right. What about Ksenia? Ksenia, what is your feeling? Ksenia?
Of course, I would like it would be me.
Okay, that's a fair statement. I agree with you. Why not? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is the energy that comes from Taiwan?
Hi. Yeah, thanks for all the advices and suggestions. Yeah, it's a nice, page with you all. Yeah.
All right. So this is not fun, though. It should be fun. Whatever you do must be fun. That's the entrepreneurship life. Why would you do something that doesn't make you happy and is not fun? But it's hard work. And the jury has done the hard work. And that's why I'm so grateful. Thank you, Tomas. Thank you very much to Ben. And of course, thank you, wonderful lady, Stéphanie, for spending time with the precious WEBIT community. And with these thousands of people here, we have the numbers. And there's always one winner, regardless of the fact that being here, the 3 of you, is already a winning, and you're all being selected. But one got the maximum number of points. And the winner is... I'm kidding. Cardiomo. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Ksenia, job well done.
Yeah.
It's
thank you so much. Yes.
Yeah. How do you feel?
Jury, for yeah, I am very happy. Thank you so much that you trust in our product, and with every achievement, with every little, even little victory, we will make our solution more better for patients and for
you have done great.
Healthcare system. Yeah, thank you so much.
All the 3 of you have full access to our global community. Only for the past month, we have increased the numbers from 800 to 900,000 subscribers of our newsletter. And every month, we are welcoming almost 100,000 people to our live sessions. So that's a fantastic opportunity for founders like you to achieve publicity and hopefully to reach out to investors. Of course, the winner takes the opportunity to exhibit completely for free at WEBIT and to take part in our $1 million awards at the time when WEBIT happens, and it will be soon. Tomorrow, we shall be welcoming here 2 very important people in the European ecosystem from the policy world. We have European Commissioner for Research, Education, culture, and youth, Mrs. Maria Gabriel, who is overseeing a budget of 250 billion of the European Commission on these 4 major axes and basically shaping the future of Europe. And along with her, we're having the Vice President, member of the Management Committee of the European Investment Bank. So we have the very powerful women, 2 very powerful women, accompanied by third one, the managing editor of Business Insider here. And I'm addressing now Stéphanie Hospital. Stéphanie, you know why I'm saying your name now. Tomorrow I'm welcoming 3 fantastic ladies shaping the future of Europe. Stay with us, be with us the same time with WEBIT Virtual on geopolitics. Thank you all for being with us. Here I forgot something and I hear from the studio. We have winner of the audience. And the winner of the audience is today. Again, we have Cardiomo with plus 20 votes. Congratulations for the double win. And thank you all for joining. See you tomorrow.
This program is powered by the Virtual.show, making your offline events virtual.